Hey, good morning, folks. Sorry about a little delay there, 8:02 in the morning. Apologize for that. Had to make a couple adjustments in the office. Now, if you are looking for the show on fyntv.com, we are redirecting that this morning as we're putting in some new things with our FYN server. So we are running over on YouTube this morning. Good morning, Emily. I know Emily's driving the Starship this morning. You guys do a great job in there. Let's start here. Let's put up, there you go. You have it. I'm trying to run in just a minute behind here, so I'm trying to get everything up. You know, it's interesting to me, and I know the attacks I'm going to get. Oh, the shirt I have. Okay. We'll get to this in just a second. The attacks I get, today will be, well, we have that under control. We have treatment for that. We have treatment. Let 3 cases of tuberculosis come across the southern border. Let anything at all come across the southern border. It's okay. Democrats, it's okay. Bring it on in. You got something? Bring it on in. We do not know how many diseases, how many, we don't know if the coronavirus came across Southport. I know everybody's looking at me like, real? No. 1 case. You got to understand. Well, what people are not understanding is it's a 2 to 1. See, the flu has a 1%, and Donald Trump did not know that, 20, 30, 40,000 people die a year of the flu. Oh, my God, we're shocked to find out. Hey, I didn't know it, and I could be president, right? I didn't realize the numbers were that high. He's just an honest guy, man. Hey, flu kills 40,000 people. Oh, my God, he didn't know that, and how can we trust him to contain the coronavirus? The only thing is I wish Trump would have come out in one of those germ-free suits yesterday with the helmet. I wish he'd have made everybody come out with those, and he would have spoke through one of those. And then they would have said, you know what they said? Trump protects himself from the virus while the rest of America is exposed. I'm just saying, folks. Really, just saying. Damn it. So Jeff Duncan is on his way. That's the lieutenant governor. If you are nationally nationally watching Coast to Coast, Jeff Duncan is the lieutenant governor of Georgia, and he's headed over to see his life coach this morning because his ass is in a ringer. All right, so really quick, yesterday I go over to see, I'm over in Murphy, North Carolina, folks. You know where Murphy, North Carolina is? I love Murphy, North Carolina. Anyhow, so I stopped by to see Doc. Do you know who Doc is? You remember the controversy nationwide when Doc put up the billboard? Remember that? The 4 horsemen cometh are idiots. Signed the deplorables, Cherokee guns. You remember when he put up the billboard? He gave me a bumper sticker. I stopped by to say hello to him yesterday. Here's his card, Cherokee guns. I really like Doc. He said need to. But Doc said, hey, tell the viewers they could have a T-shirt. I'm like, what? So now I don't know. I could get in trouble for this, but if you stop in Cherokee Gun and say, hey, Doc, BKP on Good Morning from the Office, Fetch Your News, BKP said on the show, if I stop by, I might get a T-shirt. If you text me 706-889-9700, here we go. What's the back say? Cherokee Gun. We will defend our right against all enemies, foreign and domestic. Cherokee Gun, Murphy, North Carolina. So there you go. Right there. 706-889-9700. I've got about 6. So if 6 of you send me a message and say, hey, I want a Cherokee Gun T-shirt, I'll get it to you. All right. So let's go here. Now, before we get rolling this morning, I'm way behind, and I'm sorry about that. Working on a lot of things this morning, from the governor to whatever. Here we go. Okay, so last night Dale Russell runs a story, and that's number 5, concerning Lieutenant Governor Jeff Duncan. All right. Lieutenant Governor Jeff Duncan attempted to sell a healthcare app concept to a state healthcare provider. So it looks like Duncan is jumping on the jet. He's taking plane rides. He's getting tickets on the floor right there of the court, Hawks games, headed out to Montana for a week. And this is a company, and let me get them up here. This company right here, number 4, Dr. Oz is one of the board members here. Okay. Sharecare, number 4, Sharecare. We're here to help you build a longer, better life. Sharecare. Okay. So, anyhow, Duncan, Lieutenant Governor, according to Dale Russell, and the I-Team investigates, trying to sell or market his own product into Sharecare. I don't know. You got to watch. You can go on and watch it. You go on and watch it. But here's the interesting thing. I want to play the video because Duncan here. All right. We'll go through it in just a minute. Jeff Duncan after this, and I'm not going to play the Dale Russell. You can go look that up. The I-Team. We maybe this same video, Emily, that we're going to play is the entire report. We might do a little of it after the break, but Lieutenant Governor Jeff Duncan's office responded to Dale Russell. So let's play where I told you I wanted to start it at. Let's play it there because there's something I wanted you to hear.
Documentation to confirm that. Lieutenant Governor also wrote to say he consults his legal team before he makes any business decisions to make sure he stays within the law. And he blames all of this on a former aide he claims is feeding the media, with his words, a false narrative and attacking his character. Russ, Courtney?
Yeah, it's certainly a lot of sharing of benefits and perks going back and forth. Was there any cost to taxpayers in all this?
Actually, there is. The trip to Montana, because so many people went. You also...
He blames all of this. Hold that video there, Emily. He blames all of this on a former aide. A former aide. Okay? And he consults. He consults with his legal team. Jeff Duncan does. Can you do me a favor? I did not find one. Would you type in Lieutenant Governor, Georgia Lieutenant Governor Jeff Duncan, and get a picture of him and put it on the screen when I asked for it? Thank you, Emily. I did not send one this morning. But anyhow, so he blames first, let's deal with first any of his business dealings, okay? Any of his business dealings, he calls the attorney. You know, he gets his attorney's advice. What about, let's see. Give me number 2. Now, the individual in question, his former staffer, he blames all of this, and I'm going to keep saying. Number 2, but an official who requested anonymity to describe confidential discussions said Lake felt handcuffed. I'll tell you who that is in a minute. Lake felt handcuffed by an impulsive lieutenant governor who frequently took strategic advice from a life coach. So was he calling his attorney or his life coach? Jeff and his life coach. All right. Did you get a picture of Jeff? If you can, put a picture up. Okay, if you got it. His life coach. Now, who is in that? All right. So what I said this morning is Jeff Duncan needs to get the same life coach Governor Brian Kemp has. You know, Kelly. There's Jeff Duncan. He's a lieutenant governor. He checks out and gets with his life coach. Now, let's go to number one. Okay. There's Jeff Duncan, lieutenant governor. Kemp Senate pick sparks rift in lieutenant governor's office. Okay. So this is the article right here. I think I have, let's leave that up for a minute. So here's what I'm talking about. Lieutenant Governor Jeff Duncan's decision to stand beside Governor Brian Kemp as he unveiled Kelly Loeffler, Brian Kemp's new life coach. That's the governor's new life coach, Kelly, as his pick for U.S. Senate seat triggered the abrupt resignation of his top aide, according to senior GOP advisors. Now, let's put this. So I want to just start out. Is this the guy that the lieutenant governor is saying did all this? Number 6. Okay, let's put this guy's picture up as we go back. That's who this guy is. I think this is Chip Lake. I was the best of my research. Chip Lake, a veteran operative who helped engineer Duncan's 2018 election, announced his resignation on social media 4 hours after Kemp unveiled Kelly Loeffler as his pick for the coveted seat. Jeff Lake, as far as I understand, did not agree, obviously. It did not agree with Duncan going for the photo op. Lake would not comment publicly about why he left his post as Duncan was preparing his second legislative session. But just like we showed here, the next paragraph. Let's go with number 2 and just be one more time. But an official who requested anonymity to describe confidentially discussions said Lake felt, just saying Lake, handcuffed by an impulsive lieutenant governor who frequently took strategic advice from his life coach. So here it is. He blames everything on a staffer. Number 3, if you go to the lieutenant governor's website, you will see Chip Lake is the former chief of staff to the guy, okay? Former chief of staff, period, all right? So what he should have done, what Mr. Lake should have done, back to number 6, is probably, I think what Jeff Duncan, there's Chip Lake, let's stay with this, okay? Because he blames everything, all right? That whole entire Dale Russell, and here's where I'm going to leave this, okay? The whole entire Dale Russell interview, because this is going to end up getting tied to the governor, all right? Yes, it is, all right? Let me tell you something. The governor and the lieutenant governor have access to helicopter, state-owned helicopter, and jet. Sources tell me they just jump on those helicopters and everywhere they want to go. Okay? So this is going to tie to Governor Brian Kemp, and not that Nathan Deal did not do it, not that they did not use them during campaign stops, because they do get to, I watched Casey Cagle as a lieutenant governor board the helicopter after many campaign events. But Kelly Loeffler has, what, $500 million, but watch Brian Kemp, the governor, will use our money and fly on our helicopter all around the state to campaign for, Kelly Loeffler. So that being said, I think the blame everything on this guy, there's a lot more coming out. I just want to let you know, there's a lot more getting ready to break where Duncan's concerned, okay, where the governor's concerned, okay. Now, the dismissal or the resignation of the former head of the Georgia State Patrol, that's going to get tied into this. There's something to be said here. Watch what happens, folks. Watch what happens. We're going to see something with the and when we come back, I'm gonna give you a couple notes on that. We are going to get to the coronavirus and everything else. We are. I know you're concerned, and you don't want to go out of the house and you don't want to drive to town because the coronavirus could be out there, and Trump does not realize that the possible death toll of the coronavirus could be double the flu. We're in a total mess, right? So you headed to get all your gear to wear over so you can go shopping and have your headgear on and not. That's where we're headed next, right? Quarantine, self-quarantine. Now, anyhow, so Chip Lake there, former chief of staff, he resigned. Number one, he resigned and was very clear on Facebook over Duncan's acceptance of Kelly Loeffler from the governor. This is all tied together. So now Duncan, put up Jeff Duncan. All right. I don't know what number you have there. The lieutenant governor of Georgia has a little problem with Dale Russell following him around over this. And it is an investigation worthy of watching. Stumbling here a little this morning. Sorry about that. And, so he's upset with Dale Russell following him around with his app. 14, this company, you got to understand, you got to watch the whole thing. Number 4, Sharecare has a $14 million a year contract, and it's a app to streamline all the state employees' health care. I won't do well explaining it, but Duncan seems to have his personal business part of his app, but maybe he's trying to get them to incorporate just a whole sticky situation. So let's remember, number 2, Duncan is probably over at his life coach this morning. Okay. Number 9, let's remind you, Kia Kelly, that's Kia Kelly right there. Hashtag Kia Kelly. She bought a Kia. Let's just say maybe Jeff Duncan needs the same life coach as Brian Kemp, because this lady happens to be Brian Kemp's life coach. I don't think he makes a move without Kelly telling him what he has to do next. So we know that life coach. Let's just remind you, when Chip Lake quit, okay? Chip, let's remind you, number 11, there's a nice shot of Kelly's private jet that she jumps around in. Not that there's anything wrong with it. And let's just remember, maybe when Chip Lake quit, he was not okay. Maybe he was not okay, Lieutenant Governor Jeff Duncan and Governor Brian Kemp. Number 12, we always remind everybody, Kelly is now, Kia Kelly is now the number 1 wealthiest member of Congress. Brian Kemp did that. I think here's why I think we need an investigation, because either Kemp's dumb as a box of rocks, and I rub my head because I shouldn't say this stuff. Either this guy is just damn dumb as a box of rocks, or he's in on it. Did he wake up the day after and somebody come rushing in? Hey, I never thought to tell you this, but when you appointed her, you set another, record. What was that? What was that? Hold on there, Jake. Put the guns up. What was that, son? She is the wealthiest member of Congress. Kemp said, hell, you say. Are you telling me I did that? All right, folks, what we should be talking about this morning, we're going to take a brief break. What we should be talking about instead of the coronavirus, okay? This is the New York Times headline. Don't you love the way they write their headlines? Number 13. What does this mean? Trump can withhold millions from sanctuary state court rules. Not just any court. appeals court. That's right. Appeals court right now is rule. They can withhold it. We're going to bring that up in a minute. And hey, out there in San Francisco, it's okay, number 7, to be homeless. But let's say we need to quarantine everyone else with a coronavirus. They've gone crazy. This is a total Trump setup. I'm sorry. Is there such thing? Do you realize the coronavirus has been around for years? This is just a different strain. They've been working on containing the coronavirus for years. So let's get into that when we come back. Okay. I'm your host, BKP. We'll be back right after these messages.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in Ellijay, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Circuit World has complete queen bedroom packages at amazing prices. Get this queen bed, dresser and mirror, one nightstand, bedding set, and free 32-inch TV, all for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this complete queen bedroom set and sleep in style, also for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. What an incredible deal! Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
Hey, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. Hey, Emily, I just sent some new pictures over into the production room there. So when you get a chance there. Today is Thursday. A little cold outside. Wow, is it cold out over here in North Georgia? I don't know where you're at this morning. And let me just remind you, tomorrow we will be at Circuit World in Blue Ridge. We will have Ask the Doc with Dr. William Whaley, the all-star political panel. North Georgia Senior Living with Jesse Barton, the Community Relations Director at Cameron Hall, and also the Pet of the Week from the Humane Society of Blue Ridge. Now, tomorrow, we will have that. We will be at Circuit World. I'm trying to do a couple things here at once I really shouldn't do. And you can always text, email 24/7, follow us on social media. I told you yesterday, taking a little time today. You remember the national news that was made over in Murphy, North Carolina, where Doc, the owner of Cherokee Gun, put up the billboard, 4 horsemen cometh. You remember? And he put the 4 horsemen up there, and he called them the 4 idiots, signed by the deplorables, Cherokee Gun. That was the billboard. So yesterday I stopped by just to say hello to Doc, see how he's doing. He gave me about 6 shirts. Cherokee Gun, we will defend our rights. I'm wearing mine today, against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And he said, hey, give them away. 706-889-9700. And tell me you want a T-shirt, a Cherokee Gun T-shirt. I will bet he didn't tell me this. If you go over to Murphy, North Carolina, Cherokee Gun, walk in and say, Doc, BKP, on Good Morning from the Office, said you had some T-shirts here and you might give me one. You probably will get one. I'm just telling you, just saying. Okay. All right. Getting back to all right. So, folks, the coronavirus. And I was thinking this morning, now, I said several days ago, if you're new to the show, I said the only thing they could do now is crash the economy. If they could possibly crash the economy. Oh, let me back up for a minute. All this Cuba-loving Bernie Sanders, the Cuba-loving Bernie Sanders, we're going to have, and I'm going to let him tell you about it tomorrow, but you're going to want to tune in. Monday, we're going to have someone from Cuba. And they're going to tell you a little different story about Cuba. Bernie says, oh, they all learned to read and write. Okay, that's great. That's great. They can read and write. Castro started a literacy program. There's some things that, anyhow, we're going to have somebody that's going to talk to you Monday about Cuba, that the Bernie Sanders Cuban-loving Bernie Sanders. Anyhow, socialist. Moving right along. So, folks, I've told you over the months, the economy, that they got to crash the economy, okay? Now, is Biden out of the race? We're going to find out. Do you have number 14? I want to put this together, okay? If you have 14, put that up. All right. Is Biden out of the race? Now, we go back and forth on this one. All right. 1 minute Biden was out. The next minute Biden is in, and that's me. And the next minute I'm thinking he's out. But they're going to try to pull him through in South Carolina. And we don't know if this is going to go to a broker convention. Now, when you start talking about the rules of the DNC, just yesterday they started saying, Well, Bernie was in on the new rules. He was the one that got burned the last time with those pesky super delegates. You know, it's funny. It's not 100% accurate, but Bernie would win a primary last year, and they would say, okay, now just how many super delegates does Hillary have to have in that state to call her the winner? It's like they have them here, and they say 22. Okay, 22. Slide those over to Hillary. We all remember the super delegates that you don't vote on. There's just delegates from the DNC that just get to decide it at the end. Ooh, wow. But anyhow, here's a picture of Clyburn. Now, who is over his shoulder other than the domestic terrorist, the guy that owes enough taxes that should be in prison, right? And there's Joe Biden. Now, let me just tell you, this is the bottom line. I don't know, Nancy Pelosi dragged Clyburn in his office and said, you get your ass down to South Carolina. See, Clyburn said he was not going to endorse. Oh, he said, no, I'm not. I'm going to stay out of this. Hey, he hit every Sunday show. They are freaking out. There's 40 Dems. Now, let's just tell the truth about some things. There's 40 Dems that can flip to Republican. What was there, 16 that Bloomberg bought himself, he said on stage. What he invested $150 million in, he bought them himself. Wow. But there's 40 Dems that flip. Now, Nancy never again, as long as she lives. She's only got 2 years to live. I didn't say that. I mean, you never know. She's at that age. She could go tomorrow. But Nancy will never again walk the halls of Congress as the minority leader. She's freaking out. That's not going to happen again in her lifetime. 2 years max. So anyhow, she calls Clyburn and you get your ass down there. Now, Joe Biden cannot beat Trump. But I'm thinking the deep state. Feels Biden will do what he needs to do. He will allow them to operate globally. All they got to do is send a couple million through his son's account. You know, that's all there is to it. So I do think the deep state wants Pete Buttigieg or Joe Biden. Not Amy Klobuchar. I don't see the deep state wanting her. I don't see the deep state wanting Tom Steyer. Not even Bloomberg, okay? Because Bloomberg's a wild card. You need to understand, there's a side of being able to self-finance your campaign that puts you in a position where you do not have to be beholden. So the deep state, Bloomberg could be a wild card. Elizabeth Warren, wild card. There's only two candidates that I could see the deep state says, we could work with here, and that's Peter Pan, Pete Buttigieg, and Joe Biden. So I think Nancy Pelosi called Clyburn in her office and said, and beat the hell out of him. She don't care. She don't care if she beats a white guy, black guy, white woman, black woman, Latino. If you get in Nancy's office, you're in there for a damn beating. That old broad will beat the hell out of you. And she told him, you said you're not going to endorse. You get your ass on every morning show. I know how it sounds, but this past week, you get on every single TV show on Sunday. You don't miss a one, okay? And then you go on stage Wednesday and you endorse Joe Biden, because if Biden can win South Carolina, he may stand a chance on Super Tuesday. And you get down there too, Al Sharpton, your ass is going to jail for tax evasion, right? Because he's there. There's not some reason. I was about to say there's some reason they're trying to pull Biden's ass across the finish line in South Carolina. I know I keep saying that a lot this morning. It's just the way I feel, okay? Dragging this old guy's ass across the line. All right. I mean, here's a guy just stood up. Why is he in? 20 years ago, you stand on a stage and you say, I'm coming for your guns. I'm coming for the gun manufacturer. And 150 million people just gunned down in the streets. You would have, 20 years ago, you would have to get up the next day and the headline would be Joe Biden's mentally whacked and has suspended his campaign for presidency. No, not now. No, you say whatever you want. The media gives you a pass, and Clyburn comes down and endorses you. Now, did Clyburn get up and say this goofy-ass old white guy that don't even know what he's talking about? He don't know if he's running for Senate. He don't know how many people gunned down in the streets. This guy, but I'll tell you what, I like this old boy. What the hell? Because the down ballot, they are in major trouble. Nancy, they tried to interview Nancy yesterday. Oh, we will embrace our nominee and love him or her, whoever, and we will embrace them. No, they won't. Because it looks like their nominee might cause a down ballot disaster all the way to local elections. I don't have time. There was a special election yesterday that flipped the seat first time in 50 years. We'll look that up in a minute so I got it right. No, but they didn't want to talk about that. A seat flipped yesterday or day before yesterday on Tuesday somewhere, a special election. Second, they don't want to talk about it. Their nerves are shot because down ballot, do you realize, I don't know what will happen, that Pelosi has opponents. Do you realize that in deep blue, this has not happened in years, folks. In deep blue districts, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's district, okay? Deep districts, blue as can be, that for once in years, a Republican feels there's actually a mood in the district for the change that they're going to run. You go look it up today. I tell you, we only got 2 hours a day here. You go do the research of how many Republicans are actually running in blue districts that in the past, you never get a Republican candidate. For example, the Georgia 9th district here. Hey, you know what? When the primary is over, it's over. A Democrat can run, but I think the best I've seen a Democrat do in the Georgia 9th is 80-20, right? I mean, there'll be a candidate, but I'll tell you this. There's candidates in Pelosi's district. There's candidates in districts in Illinois. There's candidates in districts in Michigan. There's candidates in New York City that are very unusual. It's not a Republican place to come out and say, I want to run for office. You do the research. Now, right here, Joe Biden, let me look at a couple more things. Clyburn's trying to bring him across because this is going to be a disaster for Democrats. All right. That's why Peter Pan Buttigieg, they're finally saying it. They don't want to say it, but they're finally saying it. Give me number 20. Okay. This is in Texas. We'll talk about that in a minute. But they're finally saying it. Do you realize the state houses? Now, folks, some of you are waking up, and I don't mean that in the wrong way. Some of you are waking up. The census, the state houses, drawing congressional lines, drawing your state lines, election lines, okay? Judges, this is the year 2020, folks. You need to hear me. This is the year that Virginia needs to flip back to Republican. This is the year that more state houses go red. This is the year that states that already have the red state houses and governor's mansions, the state houses need to increase their numbers. This is the year we need to win back Congress as a whole. We have the Senate. We need a bigger majority in the Senate. This is the year that we need to win the House of Representatives back. 2020, we need this now. We need Trump. We need the House. We need the Senate. Okay. We need the governor's mansion. We need the state Senate. We need the state House. We need your local county commissioners, Board of Education, right down to your damn dog catcher. It's time. It's now. You strike while, and they are in freak mode. They are screaming, panic in the disco, baby, because they are going nuts. They are. Because Bernie gets the high sign. You see, their hope is, and let me say this, I'm going to stay on this because Peter Pan Buttigieg is not going to be the same hope they think it is, but their hope with Joe Biden is knowing he will lose, but not take everybody down with him. That's the goal right now in the Democrat Party. Who could run, not win, take this way I tell you. Who can run, not win, and not take everybody down with them? That's the candidate they're looking for now. They used to tell you in the polling who could beat Trump. MSNBC, CNN, every day I watch these people. If you don't know, I watch 4 a.m. CNN, 5 a.m. MSNBC, because I want to see where the enemy's going. All right? I consider them flat out the enemy. All right? And if you can see on the bottom of this screen on this one, it's 5:33 a.m. All right? So I watch these people. I know where they're going, okay? They are slowing down their polls that they love to put up of anybody. I mean, friggin' Scooby-Doo beats Trump. Well, we just did a poll with 5 of the top cartoon characters, and they all beat Trump. They were doing those. If you just tuned in, I have showed so many of those, and I have them in the archives in my pictures of my screenshots. Oh, the day in and day out. Well, oh, the humanity. Oh, my God, it's going to be a wash away. I want to say bloodbath, but you shouldn't say that, right? Massacre, you shouldn't say that. And I'm not saying that like it should be. I'm just saying you should never say that. Anyhow, it's going to be bad. That's what we'll say. Real bad. None of the polls, they're not putting them out. Now they are in who could preserve Nancy Pelosi's throne, possibly flip the Senate, and not take everybody down with them. It's no longer who can beat Donald Trump. Let's look at this a minute. Take a break. 2020, hold on. 2020 Democrat nomination, Texas, without Mike Bloomberg. They did the without. And without, Joe has got a squeaker over Bernie. Without. Now, what they're hoping with Clyburn, and it's my opinion, what they're hoping with Clyburn in South Carolina this weekend is that his endorsement, because on the Democrat side, he is the most popular figure in the state. So with his endorsement, they're hoping that Joe can come out strong enough that it'll parlay in the Super Tuesday into all these other states. But this is when they go without Bloomberg in Texas, that's where Joe stacks up right now today. But with Bloomberg, number 18, if they put Bloomberg in there, right? See it? Then Joe goes 24-24 Bernie, and Bloomberg pops all the way up to 17. Neck and neck. We will see. We're going to come back. We're going to talk about, Panic in the Disco, man. Number 23, the couple that hates America most. The couple that hates America most, Joe and Minka. Trump coronavirus risk to Americans very low. Developing vaccine rapidly. Okay. And then we got 22. Scrambles. Number 22. Trump administration, they're scrambling. They're just all over, bumping into each other to contain panic surrounding coronavirus outbreak. Larry out in Northern California got coronavirus. Sorry, Larry. Take us to break.
Circuit World has 9-piece living room packages at incredible prices. Get this stylish sofa and love seat, 3 tables, 2 lamps, 43-inch 4K TV, and stand, all for only $1699.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this 9-piece living room and reclining sofa and reclining love seat, now only $1999.99 or $149.99 a month. These packages are amazing. Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
I'm Jeff Riblett, President of Asset Protection Group. As a certified financial planner and with 20 years experience, I've helped thousands of families and business owners create a tremendous amount of wealth. Fortunately, most of that wealth has been protected. Don't allow an unforeseen life event, such as a nursing home stay or the next market meltdown, destroy your family's wealth. Be smart. Call me. Let's determine how best to protect your assets and preserve your wealth.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Lower Chevy prices? Days Chevrolet in Jasper gets it done. With huge savings on a massive new Chevy selection. Now save over $12,000 off new Silverados. More than $8,000 off new Equinox. You'll save thousands no matter which Chevy you choose. Lower prices, more for your trade, and outstanding customer care. Days Chevrolet in Jasper gets it done. Days Chevrolet. Days gets it done. Find new roads.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in Ellijay, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Circuit World has complete queen bedroom packages at amazing prices. Get this queen bed, dresser and mirror, 1 nightstand, bedding set, and free 32-inch TV, all for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this complete queen bedroom set and sleep in style, also for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. What an incredible deal! Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods. tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
Hey, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. Let's tell everybody how they can contact the show here. Hold tight. I got. I'm sending you an email. Hopefully, I get it to go through here. Sorry about that. Everybody relax. I'm getting ready to send you another email. You've got several pictures in it. If you could please load those for me when you get a chance. So yesterday, folks, is Ash Wednesday. And, you know, it really, and we'll show you a picture in a minute. Yesterday was Ash Wednesday. Ash Wednesday. It's where Catholics observe. It's an observed Ash, you've seen everybody, you're wondering. Ash Wednesday is a Catholic holy day for prayer and fasting. It is preceded by Shrove Tuesday and falls on the first day of Lent, the 6 weeks of penance before Easter. All right. So Ash Wednesday kicks off 6 weeks before Easter, prayer, fasting. And, you know, when you see people like Nancy Pelosi that are murderers, yes, they are murderers. They are okay. When you see people that are okay with late-term abortion, murder, people like Nancy Pelosi that just lie, cheat, steal, that's my opinion, corruption to the highest level, that takes a minute to get by the church long enough to Ash Wednesday. Sorry, folks, those always get me, and bottom line. So let's go and let me see if you have some of my pictures in, if you're ready. Did I send you a number 32? Do you have that? If you do, put it up. If it's not ready, don't worry. But coronavirus, there's 32, okay? And I'm going to come back to this in a minute because here's Nancy Pelosi. You see the ash on her forehead. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, whoever the nominee is, we will embrace them enthusiastically. Because they're starting to ask her, like, are you worried down ballot you guys are going to be a wash? I mean, you're going to get blowed out of the water with a Bernie Sanders. Whoever the nominee is, we will embrace them enthusiastically. Nancy, you need to tell the 40 or more that think that Bernie Sanders being the nominee blows them out of the water to keep calm because they're running away from Bernie Sanders. You do not run away from your presidential nominee, okay? You don't. When you break with your presidential nominee, I would say if you're going to look, and we won't study it this way this morning, if you will look at how many of these congressmen lost their position in 2018, Republicans, check how many ran away or did not embrace the president of the United States. We'll go to that later. Give me number 31, okay? Now, number 31, Trump cuts to national security staff may hurt coronavirus response, former officials say. Bull, SH asterisk asterisk. It's just not the case. But what does NBC News use? They use the two guys waiting for the elevator in their quarantined, germ-free bodysuits. Okay? When I say do you realize, I understand you do. Do you realize you have a media that their hope is for thousands of you to die? Just like it is. That's the bottom line, folks. Do you realize if just thousands of you would die? Now, Trump's not a miracle healer. He's not Benny Hinn or whatever the guy's name was. You know, he's not the Ernest Angley, if that was his name. Go through and look at some of the faith healers. Now, Trump's not a faith healer, okay? Now, he can't hold a faith healing rally. I know what you think out there is that maybe he can announce there's going to be a rally somewhere in the Midwest at a mega church parking lot, and he's going to touch everybody as they come up, and the coronavirus is going to go away. Sometimes you say, well, you know, you're being awful silly. No, he's not a faith healer, okay? To the best, greatest, truest Trump supporter, we know he's not a faith healer. Okay. The guy didn't create coronavirus. Coronavirus has been around for a long time. They won't tell you that. They don't want to talk about the strain. And there's a different strain, just like the flu. You realize the flu shot. I wonder why we're not having the same CDC pandemic concerns with the flu this year. You do realize they missed the flu in the flu shot. The strain this year was missed. Let me give you another one here because it just really irks me that this is, go to 42. Trump downplays the dangers of the coronavirus, liking it to flu, though coronavirus fatality rate looks much higher. Their hopes are you die. If we could just get thousands, they will say, they will open their reports, these evil people, and say, they will say, during an election year, hell, I have never heard them do a flu update with during an election year. Never. Okay. And I would like to see where and when this is 4:04 in the morning. The reason I take the screenshots is if you look at it, hey, I was looking for 42. Did I not? There it is. Thank you. 42. 4:04 in the morning. Right out of the box. Okay. If you're up and traveling to work, stop just a minute by the TV. Let us scare the hell out of you with a picture like this. What was that movie, Outbreak? Where was this taken? Where? And why would they use such a picture? So, I mean, one guy in Northern California, Larry's sick. What's he got? Got that coronavirus. Okay, being very, very serious. Folks, when you talk to people, just do a little research. There's a strain of the coronavirus. Okay? We've had the coronavirus around for years. It's a strain of it. Flu. Every year there's a flu. Okay? That there's a different strain. Now, this year, they did not catch the correct strain of the flu for the flu vaccine. So everybody is screaming. I didn't hear this yesterday. Everybody is screaming about Trump said we're well on our way to a vaccine. Ha ha. They're laughing. It'll take a year. Nobody. Where are the news reports that the flu vaccine missed this year's strain and is not effective on the strain of flu this year? Where are those? And yes, 1% of flu you know, when we were kids, you got the flu. You got sick, you drank all the liquids you could. All right, you had the chills. And about 4 days later, you sweated out, you changed the sheets, took a shower, went back to work. Now, I'm not making light of the flu. Senior citizens, yes, it's very dangerous. It's hard for them to recover, okay? But the point is, 1%, I think it's 1% of people that contract the flu die. Sorry. Now, I think the corona, it's 2%. Now, here's where I'm like Bernie Sanders trying to do math on all the government giveaways. Do you have 2 hours? But I guess, what is it? It's doubled? So if 40,000 people, if this blows up and a lot of people get the coronavirus, and so what are they saying? That every 2 people that contract the coronavirus will die out of 100. Out of 100, every 2 will die. Well, that's terrible, but do you realize on those numbers, Schumer wants $50-60 billion. I mean, they want billions of dollars because once it's assigned, folks, your government, let's get it clear, your government never spends only what's needed. They always look for a balance in that account. So they're making fun of Trump, saying he's making it political and he wants to shortchange it. Bull SH asterisk asterisk. He does not want to shortchange trying to contain this virus, trying to come up with it. He just doesn't want to waste the money. Okay? Schumer and there, they want a balance, because what could they do with a nice balance in an account that's earmarked for something like this? Just saying, folks, just saying. It's disgusting. Now, I'm going to go one more thing, because what I'm telling you this morning is really scary of what they will go through. This is number 35. Trump downplays the danger of coronavirus. It's unclear if the public health system is completely ready. Why? We don't know if we're completely ready. Ready for what, damn it? You know, let me tell you something. There's a reason we're up to the fact that we have to sanitize the buggies when we go in the wall. I mean, when we go to a store now, there's a little sanitation station at the front of the store. Just wrote a song. Jingle. There's a jingle for your show. So anyhow, the little sanitation station, as we call it, you rip off and you wipe off. Now, I sit there and I give the whole damn buggy a bath. I'm just telling you, I'm the guy you're waiting on. There's like 3 old ladies over there, elderly, senior citizens. That was not nice. I got to reel that back in. I want to apologize to all the senior women out there in the world that I may have offended. That's a sincere apology. The rest of you, I don't care. So anyhow, the ladies, nice ladies waiting there, like, when he get done giving that damn buggy a bath, I sanitized the hell out of that. I mean, we're at the point where we can't, America, we're germs are every damn where. Next thing you know, we're going to be wearing a suit to go out. Everybody's got to wear a mask. All right, so public health system ready. And the last one, I want to take a break because this damn coronavirus has really got me smoked. Number 36. Now, if just all of you could die, we could get rid of Trump. I mean, they're probably trying to figure out how to pattern this and send it in the direction of a Trump. They will probably go over all Trump rallies now and sprinkle it in the audience. I'm just saying, okay. So here coronavirus cases outside mainland China. Every country that has a red spot, they will lead you to believe, right? Doesn't that look like the whole world is taken over by coronavirus? Now, I could show you yesterday where a country is not even highlighted. But today, one case reported, okay? Look at Brazil. Now, they want you to believe that there's such an outbreak in Brazil, we got to shut it down. One case. Larry, he got it in Brazil somewhere. One. Look it up. Could have been two within the hour. One case in Brazil. One. Look at the world, how they've turned it red. Coronavirus cases outside the mainland China. I bet you everywhere in the world they're getting the damn flu. I bet you some of those tips of Africa get the typhoid fever still or whatever. I'll tell you what, it's pretty damn bad to where they hate somebody so bad that if they can just kill thousands of you so this guy will not be president again. I mean, now they're going to start doing polling. Watch. Polling. Which candidate do you think is president is best equipped to handle the coronavirus? Handle what? You know how many people out there that keep hearing corona and thinking about a beer or a cigar? I'm going to take a brief break. We're going to come back, talk a little more about the election, but I'm so disgusted with this whole coronavirus market meltdown, sanitation station world we live in. Take a break. I got to drink my protein drink.
Circuit World has 9-piece living room packages at incredible prices. Get this stylish sofa and love seat, 3 tables, 2 lamps, 43-inch 4K TV, and stand, all for only $1699.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this 9-piece living room and reclining sofa and reclining love seat, now only $1999.99 or $149.99 a month. These packages are amazing. Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
I'm Jeff Riblett, President of Asset Protection Group. As a certified financial planner and with 20 years experience, I've helped thousands of families and business owners create a tremendous amount of wealth. Fortunately, most of that wealth has been protected. Don't allow an unforeseen life event, such as a nursing home stay or the next market meltdown, destroy your family's wealth. Be smart. Call me. Let's determine how best to protect your assets and preserve your wealth.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Lower Chevy prices? Dave Chevrolet in Jasper gets it done. With huge savings on a massive new Chevy selection. Now save over $12,000 off new Silverados. More than $8,000 off new Equinox. You'll save thousands no matter which Chevy you choose. Lower prices, more for your trade, and outstanding customer care. Dave Chevrolet in Jasper gets it done. Dave Chevrolet. Dave gets it done. Find new roads.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in Ellijay, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Circuit World has complete queen bedroom packages at amazing prices. Get this queen bed, dresser and mirror, one nightstand, bedding set, and free 32-inch TV, all for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this complete queen bedroom set and sleep in style, also for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. What an incredible deal! Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
Unreported this morning. Now, you will say, I have seen this in some places, but you're not going to see this CNN, MSNBC without a headline, and they're working on it now, of how many people will be harmed, hurt, what it will do to cities. Cities will have to start cutting back on services. You will hear the crying all day long, the gnashing of teeth. I had it here a minute ago, folks. Is this it? No, that's not it. Hang on. Slow your roll there, player. Number 13. See, this is the way it will be played out all day long. And it has been played out, and it's unreported. And I apologize, I haven't had enough time to get on this myself. Trump can withhold millions from sanctuary states. Courts say millions from sanctuary states. Well, you know, I'd like to get Tom Homan on the show to respond to this, and we will. We will try to get him on, former director of ICE, to respond. Bloomberg News, the headline on the screen is from the New York Times. This is from Bloomberg News. Politics. Trump can block Department of Justice grants to sanctuary cities, court rules. And they are ready to do it. Ready to do it. Let me see something here. Sorry, I'm trying to go through something here. I think I have a picture I want to send over. Let me do this. Sorry about that. I wanted you to see. I like when I'm able to show you what the networks are trying to do where things like this is concerned. Oh, by the way, the coronavirus could definitely hurt the Olympics. Yes, for those of you that are out there, just can't wait for the Summer Olympics this year. This could take it down. It's unreal, the ridiculous things that they're saying. Okay. Let's see. Hold on a minute. Stay with me. Stay with me. Stay with me. I just want to see if I can find the one picture this morning that I had, and I may not be able to. Okay. May not be able to get to it. Sorry, folks. Anyhow, it was a picture of the it was definitely a picture of the Department of Justice Attorney General Barr saying, withholding money from sanctuary cities and states. So let me get back to it here. Sorry about that. So Bloomberg News this morning, there's the headline from the New York Times. The Trump administration can block cities and states from receiving Justice Department grants if they fail to help with federal immigration enforcement. And U.S. Appeals Court in Manhattan ruled, setting up a possible Supreme Court showdown. 6 states, including, listen to this, 6 states, including New York, New Jersey, sued in 2018, claiming the U.S. was trying to coerce states and cities into forcing the administration's immigration policy by illegally threatening to withhold, all right, the Edward Braun Memorial Justice Assistance Grants, which are often used to buy equipment and pay police overtime. Didn't I tell you? Police overtime. Wow. Immediately, you're going to hear that these areas they're going to tell their people in the cities and the states that their neighborhoods will not be as safe because they'll have to cut police overtime. Watch. We conclude that the plain language of the relevant statutes authorize the Attorney General to impose the challenging condition, the U.S. Circuit Judge wrote on behalf of the 3-judge panel of the court. Wednesday's decision goes against other federal appeals courts which have limited government power to block the funds. Supreme Court's going to answer this. No more funds to sanctuary cities. No more funds to states, sanctuary states. No more. We're going to block these grants. And you're going to participate, cooperate, and work with ICE. And if you have illegals, let me tell you something, where this gets really, sometimes I don't like, let me get DA on here. I'm going to get DA on the show next week, and we're going to talk about this. Sometimes what we don't like is, see, they will release, if you're not in a sanctuary and you have an illegal, there's supposed to be an ICE notification that someone's being released from jail, right? Sanctuary cities do not. They do not. If they're holding anyone for deportation or is considered should be deported, they do not notify ICE. This is all going to change, folks. We are tired of America of picking up a news article on the internet that says someone was killed by an illegal driving the wrong way. Marianne Mendoza, we don't want that to happen anymore to her son, okay? Dustin Inman, the young man that was killed right in LJ by an illegal, we don't want that to happen anymore. We don't want to see a father, but we definitely don't want to see a mother cry anymore in this country. Angel moms, because an illegal, someone that's in this country illegally, kills their kid. All right, so that is going unreported this morning. Definitely going very, yes, it's on the New York Times, but it's the taking of the money. It's the taking of the money they continue to talk about. Let's go a little bit more on the election. And I'll tell you what, I think last night, because it was 10 o'clock and it might be buried, I'm going to play at 9:30. I am going to do the Dale Russell interview one more time, or the Dale Russell story. So if you missed it about Lieutenant Governor Jeff Duncan, we are going to run that. I have made a decision to do that. Let me do some pictures real quick. Number 43, there you go. Right out of the box this morning, Nancy, number 43, Pelosi says she'd be comfortable with Sanders at the top of the ticket. Did I not send that? I mean, I maybe you did. I didn't tell you I sent it because I've been sending pictures all morning. Okay, so we'll go the other way, I guess. Number 43 is not up yet. So let's go with this one here. I like to caption this. This is the race, number 34. Okay, number 34. There we go. If the other ones, if you can just get those up. I know I sent them late. I love putting a caption to these. Here's Representative James Clyburn, South Carolina, endorsing Joe Biden. Look at the face Biden's making. Look at Clyburn looking at him in the eye. And I want to say, Clyburn's saying, Joe, I'm here for one reason only. That damn woman in Washington, D.C. is going crazy. Told me if I didn't get my ass down here and endorse you, that they would be hell to pay. And we both know what that's like. Joe giving that, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I'm sorry. I won't do it again. Clyburn's smacking him down. All right. This is one I love. This is coming up because there's a reason why this keeps coming up. Buttigieg said something. Now Joe Biden, number 37, if you have it. Do you have 37? Biden, Trump would be escorted out if he doesn't concede. What the hell are they trying to set up? This question, pay attention. They're running this a little more every day. If Trump doesn't concede. Interesting. So when they steal the election, are they telling you they plan the steal? Because I think they do. Are they telling you they plan to steal this election? Are they telling you that all the election machines that you are cheering about in your state that you really don't know the details on, like around the city of Philadelphia and around Pittsburgh, those machines that may be set up, even the machines up in the Lehigh Valley where Trump won, are they telling you we're about to steal it? We've got no other way. And when we steal it, he won't leave because he will know it's been stolen and we'll have to escort him out. Buttigieg says something like, it's not going to look real good when we start moving. Chastity, my husband and I start moving. But mommy, he's a boy. And he just said his husband and him. Listen, things are changing, little Billy. I mean, you could be president one day. You could be gay at 9 and, you can marry a guy and move in the White House. Oh, little Billy went to bed with just, sugar plums dancing in his head. Anyhow, so Trump would be escorted out if he doesn't concede. Are they planning the steal? All right. Killing the stock market. Look at this. Now, this one they don't like for a different reason. Give me number 39. Trump blames Dems, not coronavirus, for stock market decline. Trump just said yesterday, all he said on the stage is, sir, do you attribute the 2,000 point loss in the stock market to the coronavirus? Well, if you want to say, my words, if you want to say coronavirus or those damn ass crazy people that's standing on stage, because, anything can happen. I mean, what if one of them win? Maybe they're starting to pack up their tents from the circus and going home now. That's all he said. But look at this on the screen. Crude, 48.43 a barrel, lowest since January 2019. So what does Trump, what does Rush call them? Info babes. One of them on there on CNN said, well, you could see lower prices of gas at the pump. You realize nationally, with the exception of California, we don't care, in New York and New York City, with the exception of those places that are just, out there in left field. Do you realize since Trump's been president, we may not have paid over $3 for gas? I know in Georgia we don't. I know there's been some times since Trump's been president, you paid $1.99 or $1.95 for gas. They can't stand it, folks. They can't stand it. So gas could be down to like $2.05, $1.95 here before it's over. Let me see if I can get one. And here are the futures of them trying number 41. All right. And I don't know if this is true. Number 43, Sanders. Number 43, I'm sorry, that's not Sanders. Number 43. Did I not send a 43? Because maybe I didn't. If I didn't, I get it, all right? But it says, 43 says, Pelosi says she'd be comfortable with Sanders at the top of the ticket. I must not have sent it. It's in a second one by itself. I don't know. I mean, I wanted them to see it, but it could all be me. I only have up to 42. Check your email one more time. It could be me. You could have a 43. All right. Clyburn is also a Louis Farrakhan lover. Oh, I picked that text up. So anyhow, look, we're going to take a break. Here's what I want to do. I decided it is 5 minutes, 5 or 6 minutes. And I thought I usually don't do that. But Dale Russell, for a reason, and I'm going to come back and double down. I think in the beginning of the show, they might have a lot of people. It ran last night at 10 o'clock. A lot of people may not have seen the entire report and don't understand exactly what I'm saying because I just played the end. So we're going to take a break. When we come back, let's watch that and let's wrap up with that this morning. And that's pretty much it. Take a break.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Circuit World has complete queen bedroom packages at amazing prices. Get this queen bed, dresser and mirror, one nightstand, bedding set, and free 32-inch TV, all for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this complete queen bedroom set and sleep in style, also for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. What an incredible deal! Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
Hey folks, I'm back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. Now, if you're watching nationally, the next state over or whatever, and you say, I'm not interested in this, I'm going to tell you, I think, you know out there, I'm not a Jeff Duncan. Let's put his picture up. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. Bada bing, bada boom. This is the Lieutenant Governor of Georgia, Jeff Duncan, okay? And I can tell you, I want to get something here. So Dale Russell, Fox 5, has done an extensive interview. Duncan blames it all on one of his former staffers. We think we know who that is. And what we're going to say here is, in Georgia, we have a lot of national news going on. You know, Governor Brian Kemp, national news, just appointed the wealthiest, and that's not him, that's Jeff Duncan, our lieutenant governor, the wealthiest member of Congress, snubbed President Trump on who he would like to see as the Senate. And then Jeff Duncan and his life coach, he's out there doing a couple things. Kemp knows they're tied at the hip. And I'm going to tell you something. You stay on the other side of this, and I'm going to tell you something you're going to like or not like. But I'm going to tell you something. Dale Russell, Fox 5 I-Team investigates Lieutenant Governor Jeff Duncan. Let's play this interview. All right, you have to reload it as you have to do. As soon as you reload it, I know you were trying to get it to start back all over. If you can get it reloaded, go ahead and reload it and start it, because I want the folks to see that. Just go ahead and put it in and go with it when it was ready, because we want to talk about Jeff Duncan and the governor, and maybe Jeff Duncan needs to hire Kemp's life coach, Kelly Loeffler. Maybe he did. And that's why somebody quit. We're going to talk about that on the other side. Are we ready? Were you able to get that reloaded? Okay. I think she's trying to reset it in there to get it rolling. Are we going to be able to get that? Because I'm running out of time, because I want to talk about it. Just let me know there in the studio if we're going to be able to get that up. So hang on there. All right. Take us to a little break there. Okay. And let's see if we can get that loaded. Just put my card up. Let's see if we can get it loaded. Take us to a little break.
Long I-Team investigation has raised questions about the cozy relationship between Lieutenant Governor Jeff Duncan and a state vendor with a contract worth some $14 million.
The I-Team found Duncan negotiated the sale of his own healthcare app concept with a state healthcare vendor called ShareCare. Duncan's spokesperson told us the deal did not go through.
Well, Fox 5 senior I-Team reporter Dale Russell says there was a lot more interaction than just one possible business deal. Dale?
Russ, that's right. Lieutenant Governor Jeff Duncan wrote me to say he holds himself to the highest ethical standards and is a citizen legislator with one foot in the private sector. And we found that private sector includes a Georgia state health care vendor, Sharecare. Last December, Lieutenant Governor Jeff Duncan arrived at Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport. We had been told Duncan was in New York for a personal meeting with a state health care vendor called Sharecare. But 2 months later, Duncan didn't seem to remember much about the trip. You flew up in December of last year to meet with Sharecare in New York.
I'll have to go back and look at the records of that.
You don't remember flying to New York to meet with Sharecare?
We've taken several trips up to New York. I'll have to go back and look at the records.
He wasn't the only one whose memory of that trip seemed a little hazy. This is Sharecare's president.
We have an office in New York, but I'm not aware of what that trip is.
A forgetful trip for an important state vendor. Taxpayers pay Sharecare around $14 million a year to provide a digital health care platform to state employees. It's a way to manage their health care all in one place.
I'm the founder of Sharecare.
The Sharecare co-founders are well-known Atlanta entrepreneur Jeff Arnold and heart surgeon and TV personality Dr. Mehmet Oz. Why would Georgia's lieutenant governor be involved? I wanted to talk to you about your business relationship with Sharecare. The I-Team got a tip that Lieutenant Governor Duncan was trying to do business with Sharecare. Specifically, he was trying to sell a healthcare app concept to the state vendor.
Be as transparent as humanly possible.
It seemed possible. Duncan has worked in healthcare. He's currently on the board of directors of another digital healthcare company, Wellview, according to their website. But he says he had no deal with Sharecare.
I've been in the healthcare space for a long time. Been in the wellness space. And I have no business relationship with Sharecare.
And Sharecare's president said not only no deal, but no talk of a deal.
I can assure you I'm president of the company. We have no deal with Lieutenant Governor Duncan.
And no negotiations?
And no negotiations.
No talk about doing a deal?
Not that I was involved in, no.
Really? Well, 2 weeks later, that no became a yes. Duncan's private attorney and his public relations specialist called me to admit the lieutenant governor did try to sell a health care app concept to Sharecare, and they say the deal didn't go through. And just today, the spokesman called to recharacterize the negotiations, now saying they were just conversations between two friends, the lieutenant governor and state vendor CEO Jeff Arnold. He claims the Sharecare president, Don Whaley, wasn't part of the conversations.
You only hide things that you don't want people to know.
Edward Queen is an ethics professor at Emory University.
If it had been completely above board and legal for the lieutenant governor to be engaged in these negotiations, why did they feel a need to hide it?
But our 3-month-long investigation raised more questions about the cozy relationship between Lieutenant Governor Duncan and Sharecare. Sometimes it was accepting a gift. Like last October, Duncan and his family sat in these front row Hawk seats as guests of Sharecare. Lieutenant Governor Duncan's spokesperson told me that Duncan sat in those seats 3 times.
Shot clock at 5.
Duncan's spokesman said the tickets were offered because of a personal friendship between the lieutenant governor and the Sharecare founder, and the gifts had nothing to do with the lieutenant governor's public sector role.
While I'm opposed to gifts as a rule, I'm definitely opposed to gifts that aren't reported and aren't made public.
Sometimes it was giving a gift. Last October, Duncan flew Sharecare founder Jeff Arnold and Arnold's wife on this private jet to St. Louis for a fundraising event and a Braves playoff game. The flight was paid for by his campaign and an independent committee linked to him.
Is it a minimum unseemly and inappropriate?
And sometimes it was a trip. Sharecare brought you out to Montana.
Along with the governor, that's correct.
It was beautiful.
Like the West Creek Ranch in Montana. Some 6,000 acres of primeval forest and pristine rivers. Who paid for the trip?
I'll have to go back and look. I don't know. I think our team coordinated with the governor's team and other folks around the state.
But you don't know who paid for it?
we'll have to go back and look at the records.
Remember, Sharecare is a state vendor with a contract worth around $14 million or so a year. They put on a 4-day healthcare conference called Accelerating Wellbeing in Georgia at the West Creek Ranch. The ranch is a subsidiary of AMB West, the holding company for Arthur Blank's business interests in Montana. The foundation donated the ranch, lodging, food, and on-site activities for the week to Sharecare, as they believe outdoor activities stimulate ideas that included horseback riding, yoga, golf, skeet shooting, and fly fishing. Sharecare invited 4 state employees plus the lieutenant governor and Governor Brian Kemp, who made one presentation and returned the next day.
While it was an incredible opportunity to meet with a number of people, including the governor, it's just amazing to think about all of the innovations. Oh, thank you.
It's a week-long trip at a ranch, Lieutenant Governor. Edward Queen says the conference itself may be appropriate, but he's troubled that the sponsor, Sharecare, is the same state vendor that seems so intertwined with the lieutenant governor.
Most charitably, the guy is naive and unthinking. Much less charitably, this is an individual who has taken upon himself to use the trappings of his office as a way to gain an unfortunate number of personal and private benefits.
Now, the lieutenant governor's spokesman claims Jeff Duncan paid Sharecare back for those expensive Hawks tickets after we asked about them. They have not provided any documentation to confirm that. Lieutenant Governor also wrote to say he consults his legal team before he makes any business decisions to make sure he stays within the law. And he blames all of this on a former aide he claims is feeding the media with his words of false narrative and attacking his character. Russ, Courtney?
Yeah, it's certainly a lot of sharing of benefits and perks going back and forth. Was there any cost to taxpayers in all this?
Actually, there is. The trip to Montana, because so many people went, you also have executive protection that goes. It was around $5,500 that the taxpayers picked up. And when Lieutenant Governor Duncan went to New York, he also has to have executive protection with him, even though it was a personal trip, not a trip for the taxpayers per se, or not as Lieutenant Governor. And that costs a few $100s in flight there. So there are some taxpayer costs with all of this, and we're still looking at that.
All right.
Dale, thank you very much.
Thanks.
Okay, folks, so now that you've watched the entire report, Duncan says he all of his business dealings, he consults his attorney. Number 2, put up number 2 there. Now, Chip Lake, his former chief of staff, did not say this, but this came from someone else in the office concerning Chip Lake's resignation as chief of staff for Lieutenant Governor, Jeff Duncan. Governor who frequently took strategic advice from his life coach. So I think that's where I say jokingly, but seriously, I think maybe his new life coach could be Kelly Loeffler, just like the governor's new life coach. I think there's something intertwined. Now, I'm going to tell you something you're not going to want, well, you're going to want to hear, but you're going to make your own decision. This is Chip Lake, number 6, who we feel here he is blaming everything on. Now, Chip Lake, why is Chip Lake no longer chief of staff for Jeff Duncan? According to the AJC, okay, number 1, Kemp's Senate pick sparks rift in Lieutenant Governor's office. According to an AJC article, 4 hours after, by Facebook, 4 hours after, Lieutenant Governor Jeff Duncan stood on the stage with Kelly Loeffler, Chip Lake quit, period, walked out. Now, Duncan's blaming everything on Chip, but there's more to come. So let me just put this up right here. Okay. Number 5. Let's just put up number 5. And let's wrap up the show here this morning with this. Lieutenant Governor Jeff Duncan attempted to sell a healthcare app concept to a state healthcare vendor. Jeff Duncan when running in the primary, came to my office, and he sat in my office, and I love baseball. Well, Duncan's a former minor league baseball player, okay? I don't think he can make the big leagues. I don't think he's going to make the big leagues now, okay? Actually, let's put his picture up. Jeff Duncan, if you could do that. If you know, all right. So he came to my office, and I have in my office a lot of baseball pictures. So he zeroed in, and I love baseball. And we talked baseball. But then when I started talking about some issues, he faded away. Next thing you know, he's out the door. Well, he's running in the primary. I keep calling his staff, okay? Not his life coach. Maybe I should have went through the life coach. Hey, can we get Jeff Duncan? Can we get get him on the show? Well, he did one time, and then after that, there was always a conflict. So close to a couple weeks before the primary, okay, I caught him at a meet and greet coffee. And an individual called me and said, Jeff Duncan's going to be up here tonight. I'd like for you to come meet him. I said, sure, I'd love to meet the guy. So I drove all the way to this place, went in, and there's Jeff. And, I could tell he's nervous. You might think he's not, but when I go in a room, what am I doing there? So I went up to his staff and I said, hey, I keep calling and, nobody's returning my call about getting, Mr. Duncan on my show. You know what? We've just been so busy. I don't know why. I thought somebody returned your call, but I'll tell you what works for you? I love this. This is the big BS line. So this guy says, what works for you? And it's not Chip Lake. It's what works for you? I said, okay, this works. I'll tell you what, pencil it in. Let me get back to you, blah, blah. All right, fine. So I don't hear from anybody. The point is that he stayed away from me. And then when the runoff came, he used that dark money dirty against David Schaefer. Now, it's of my opinion that David Schaefer is now, if you voted for David Schaefer, where is he now? He's the chairman of the Republican Party of Georgia, right? The Georgia GOP. Remember when supposedly David Schaefer did something inappropriate with a lobbyist? Remember that? But none of it was true. Remember that? When we wondered how, now listen to this very close. When we wondered how David Schaefer, how did this come out? Well, sources around the county, sources around the state of Georgia say Jeff Duncan did it. Now, that's what I understand. Jeff Duncan is the one that ran the story. That's what I hear. But he ran the story, the dirty story against David Schaefer. Don't forget this piece of slime here on the screen. He ran it, okay? And then in the primary, he launched a website. Basically, has Schaefer ever touched you? If so, please anonymously go on this website and tell us your story. I don't know where he's at on the screen. There he is. Yeah. Jeff Duncan. Sleazeball all the way. We've got 4 minutes. So he wins the election. Now, let me ask you a question. You are the Republican lieutenant governor of Georgia. And if any of this about David Schaefer was even an ounce of truth, why would Republicans in Georgia then turn around and make him the head of the GOP in Georgia? Why? Why we don't want somebody as the head of the GOP in Georgia that got all touchy-feely? Because it wasn't true. But this piece of slime on the screen did anything he could to be lieutenant governor. Now, I'm going to tell you some truth on this guy, okay? Or my truth, or whatever the hell it is, like Kellyanne Conway says, alternative facts. Look, folks, he's a placeholder in this position. I mean, he thinks his George Hamilton tan He thinks he will be president one day. Trust me, that's what this guy thinks. He has illusions of grandeur that he's going to be something amazing. He is just holding the place. Now, last but not least, I understand. I could get in a whole lot of trouble for this. I understand that Duncan and the governor have made a deal to box out the Speaker of the House, David Ralston. Just my thought, just my thought. You see, the power, whether you like David Ralston or not, damn it, it doesn't matter who's Speaker of the House tomorrow. The power in Georgia sits in the State House, where they set the budget and they send it over to the Senate, and they set the tone of the legislative session. It's just the way it is. The Senate is presided over by the lieutenant governor. Not quite the power in the Senate. It's powerful. Let's not say it's not, but not quite the power there. And then you have the governor. So in the past in Georgia, the governor's been more connected to the House. Not that he hasn't to the Senate. Don't take me wrong. But my understanding, Kemp and Duncan made a deal when they went to Atlanta. You see Kemp and Duncan on their little trip. You see what Duncan's doing. I need the facts. I don't have them. Dale Russell's got, a big budget to work with. He's got an amazing budget to work with, okay? But here are the I don't have all these facts. If you're out there telling me that David Ralston and the House of Representatives and it's corrupt and he's a bully, and all right, I get it. All right, if that's what you want to say. But please do not run down the road of the corruption of Speaker Ralston that you feel, and leave Kemp and Duncan out of the conversation. Because if you want to look at today's corruption, possible corruption in Georgia under the Gold Dome, I'd go to the governor's office and Jeff Duncan's office. Possible. That's where I would go. Because I'm going to tell you right now, maybe Jeff Duncan needs a new life coach. Because Brian Kemp's got one. He's got Kelly Loeffler as his life coach. We're gone tomorrow morning, Friday morning. We will be, take his picture down, show people how to get in touch with us. Friday morning, we will be at Circuit World in Blue Ridge. Ask the Doc with Dr. William Whaley. Now, listen, folks, he is going to give you a major coronavirus update tomorrow morning, Dr. Whaley. All-Star Political Panel, North Georgia Senior Living, and the Humane Society of Blue Ridge Pet of the Week. I'm your host, BKP. We'll see you tomorrow morning at Circuit World.